Hey guys, Harrison here, and I'm doing something that most of you have probably already done. I'm opening up all the packages that I've got for the things I ordered in the sales just after Christmas. But there's one package I still haven't opened yet. This one just here, it's got the Panasonic 25mm f1.7 inside. You can hear it rattling around. I'm pretty eager to open it up, so let's head over to my workbench and see what's inside. Alright, let's get this open. Grab my knife, open this up. There we go. Alright, this is pretty much the equivalent of the Nifty 50. Just a receipt, packages and stuff. Pretty much an equivalent to the Nifty 50 on Canon cameras. So, well, because of the crop factor on micro four thirds cameras, the 25mm is like doubled, so it pretty much becomes a 50mm f1.7. Oh god. Alright, I'll try and get this open and keep talking. But yeah, so you're not going to get the same depth of field as you would on a camera with a larger sensor, just because the micro four thirds sensor on most Panasonic cameras doesn't let in as much light, so you can't get as much blur. This is going to be fun. I think I got it. But yeah, it's a good lens. I got it for a pretty good deal. Normally $250, got it for $170, but I reckon you could probably get it for even less if you are really going for it. This has been packaged very well. Try and, oh god. Oh, there we go. Oh, well, at least the lens is hopefully going to be okay, as long as I don't wreck it while I'm doing this. But yeah, the Nifty 50, or like the 50mm equivalent, is pretty much there on any camera body, and it's probably the first lens you should buy, just because it's 50mm is a good sort of focal length for like portraits and product shots and stuff. There we go. There we go, 25mm f1.7. And then we can have a quick look inside this one. So before we go, you'll see that it's basically the same box as other Panasonic lenses, just a different focal length. This is a prime, so no zooming, whereas the kit lens, that's this box, that does have a zoom, which is why you've got the distances. The reason though that you'd want to get this one is because of that aperture right there, nice and fast, f1.7. So let's open this up. There we go. Slide that one out. There is the, whatever it's called, to block the sunlight coming in. The lens ring, whatever. I can't remember. There's that. Some paperwork. Don't need that. And then here we go. Here is the lens. So there we go. That is the 25mm f1.7. So it is pretty small. Like, this is a larger Nikon camera, and you can just see the difference between the two. These micro four thirds lenses are absolutely tiny. Absolutely tiny. So here's just a closer look at the lens. You can see, nice, fits in your hand well, a nice element there. And then take off the lens cap and you'll see the back there, got a nice metal plate. And yeah, overall feels solid, a plastic construction like the rest of Panasonic's lenses, but for what you pay, I reckon it is a pretty good deal. So just like I was saying before, this is probably one of the first lenses that you're gonna really want to pick up, just because it's such a versatile lens. A 50mm equivalent is really where you want to be for things like portrait photos, just street photography, or even product photos. And that low aperture as well, f1.7, that's going to allow you to get a lot of bokeh, that blurry background that lots of people like, as well as let in a lot of light. So if you're trying to take photos in darker environments, then a low aperture is a must. But yeah, I suppose that's about it. That's all you're going to find in the box. And I suppose all that's left is for me to stick this onto my G7 and show you some test shots. Alright, and here's some quick sample footage of the 25mm. I've got it on my Panasonic G7 now, so you can get a bit of an idea of what it's going to look like. Personally, I'm going to be using it mostly for video, so I thought I'd chuck it on and share what it looks like with you guys, and also share some of my first impressions that I've had using this lens. So the first thing is that I honestly thought I was going a bit crazy, or that I got in a defective lens or something, because I could not, for the life of me, get the lens hood to screw onto the new lens that I just bought, the 25mm lens. And after a few minutes of mucking around and trying to get it on, I committed the worst sin of them all, and I read the instruction manual. Some paperwork. Don't need that. And what do you know, it's almost like Panasonic knew that this might confuse a few people, because on the very first page, they show you how to put the lens hood on. What you've actually got to do is unscrew this ring that they've got over the threads that you need to connect the lens hood. So you've got to unscrew that, and then the threads are exposed so you can screw on the lens hood. And so just take note of this, because if you get this lens, it's not obvious that there's that ring on it, but you do need to unscrew it to mount on the lens hood. And it can take a while to realize without reading the instruction manual. So another thing is continuous autofocus is pretty much useless when you've got this lens wide open. So Panasonic isn't exactly known for having the best autofocus in their cameras, but if you're trying to use continuous autofocus with this lens and you've got it wide open, you're gonna find that all it does is hunt back and forth, even just slightly, but at f1.7 completely throws out the focus, and you just can't really get any decent shots. So the only two options are either manual focus, which is what I normally use, or autofocus single. Apart from those two pretty small things, honestly, I can't complain about this lens. It's built really well, nice and light, just like other micro four thirds lenses. And most importantly, it produces some really nice images and video. Nice and sharp, and it lets in a lot of light, and you do get a good amount of depth of field. It's not the crazy levels that you'd get on a camera with a larger sensor. That's just one of the limits of micro four thirds. But for what it is, I'm happy with it. I think it's pretty good, and I'd have to agree that this is probably the first lens that you should buy for a new camera. So that just about wraps up this video. Thanks for watching. If you do want to see more samples from this lens, make sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram, where I'll make sure to post some more photos that I've taken with this lens. And also let me know in the comments section if you enjoyed this kind of video. It was a bit different from what I normally do, that sort of live unboxing that I did. And I enjoyed it. If you did too, then let me know in the comments section and I'll try and make some more. While you're there though, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Apart from that, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.